Guys, today I will be telling you about countries that you can easily get permanent residency, and I will be talking about 15 easiest countries where you would get permanent residency without too much of difficulties. There are different ways to get permanent residencies, either that you pass through the point-based system, or you decide to do residency by investment, or you may have to live in the country for a number of time, or you may have to get a job, and all of those processes, how you can get your permanent residency. But today, I would like to take you through 15 easiest country that would give you permanent residency without too much of stress. Okay, yeah. Well, for permanent residency, you may need to live in a country for an extended period of time. In some cases, most time it's like 5 years. Whereby there's some other countries where you have to live for 2 years, and some other ones you can get instantly. So it all depends on what you want and what you're able to offer. So, well, I will be telling you about permanent residencies that do not require for you to look for a job or invest a degree. You may not also need to live in the country in some of the cases, okay? And in some cases, there is no fund, you just have to live in the country, right? Yeah, so, and I also have some of the permanent residency which do not really need significant cost. For example, for you to, if you're a digital nomad or stuff like that, then I will just go through a number of them and let's see which of them that suits you. The first country, I will start from countries in Europe. The first country I want to discuss is Malta. Malta gives permanent residency by investment. You will get permanent residency and you can choose between two housing option to suit your lifestyle. The first one is to rent a property for at least 14,000 euro per annum. So if you do that, you will be able to. You also need to pay administrative fee anyway, of 50,000 euro, a contribution fee of 6,000, and donate 2,000 to charity. That's a lot of money, right? Then another option is to buy a real estate for at least 375,000, additional expenses, administrative fee about 50,000. Would also be involved for you to get multi permanent residence. So this is the multi permanent residence. It's a long life, it's a lifelong status, so you don't have to lose it maybe after 5 years or whatever. It's not renewable. Okay. So this is about how to get permanent residence in Malta. Portugal. Portugal offer a variety of visas to help you make the country your new home. So it all depends on what you want to do. It's either you're a retiree, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're an investor, or you're a remote worker. They have the D7 visa, which allow people who are financially independent, who also want to have passive income to move to Portugal. So if you earn passive income about minimum of 870 a month, you might qualify for the D7 visa. So it depends. So it is actually been designed for financially independent individuals who want to settle down in Portugal. So that is quite not a big amount of money, right? So for you to keep your D7 status, you will need to rent or you need to buy a home in Portugal. There is no minimum price tag. Just be sure to spend at least 183 days in a year in Portugal. That will be fine. So once you earn about 870 euro in a month, and you could actually rent a house in Portugal and you are financially independent, then that is just good enough for you. You can move to Portugal, okay? And you can work remotely actually from Portugal with a digital normal visa in case you want to be one. There's no requirement for investment in this case, but you will need to show a monthly income of at least 3,480 euros, okay? And you need to prove that you've secured long-term accommodation, so you'll be able to pay at least a long-term accommodation, probably a year or thereabouts, and you'll be able to show you earn this much money. Then you want to work remotely from Portugal, you're gonna get the digital nomad visa. Okay, living in Portugal actually as a digital nomad comes with a lot of perks. Like, um, you could also look at the quality of life. For you to qualify, you will need to be a non-EU or EEA citizen over 18 years old. If you are an EU citizen, you will have to go with some other visa form. Okay, and you must be at least an adult, and you have to prove remote employment or self-employment income of at least 3,480. So if you don't have a remote job and you work for yourself and you earn this much, that is fine. You also need to show a savings of at least 10,440 in your bank account. That shows that you'll be able to remain in Portugal for at least 1 year without having stress. And you also need to rent a home at least 1 year in Portugal. So then you don't have to have criminal record, and you must show you have a health insurance. Okay, so this is quite easy actually. So where the people actually choose Portugal golden visa, which you could actually purchase an investment fund for about 500,000 plus euro, or supporting art and restoring cultural heritage for about 250,000 euro, or you have an investment in research for about 500,000 euro. Okay, or a business creating 5 jobs of about 500,000 euros. So this is quite expensive. So that's for wealthy people. So I will skip it because I believe that most of my listeners might not really be this wealthy, right? So the next is Greece. Greece offer, one of the most beneficiary way to obtain the country residency by investment, but it's a bit is a bit expensive, right? You look at within the threshold of 800,000 for purchasing a real estate in certain places like Attica and Thessalonica, as well as another place called Mykonos. So if you purchase this much amount, then that is fine for you. Okay. Then another thing is an investment requiring at least 400,000 euro, which is lot of money, right? For properties in less populated regions. So if you don't have much, you may go to this region. Two specific category of properties will continue to have a lower minimum investment of 250,000 regardless of the location. So that is either architectural monuments, needing restoration, like you want to revive the building which was abandoned, but it has to be completed within at least 5 years, or properties being converted into residential unit with the renovation completed before the submission of the golden visa. So then this is good enough to give you permanent residency in Greece. Cyprus is one of the most flexible countries for residency with over 15 different routes. Whether you're a digital nomad, a retiree, a volunteer, or a startup founder, they are likely to have a program for you. So that makes life quite easy. The easiest way is an autonomous visitor permit. If you are a non-EU citizen with a stable income of at least 2,000 euro a month from outside Cyprus, you are good to go. So it's quite flexible. So and any 2,000 euro is quite easy. So once you can do this, you can move. If you're a remote worker from outside of the EU or EA, Cyprus has, it has you covered. You can apply as a digital nomad as long as you work for a company based abroad and earn at least 3,500 euro a month after taxes. One more way to obtain a Cyprus residency permit is to invest in local real estate or business. You can get a residence permit for putting 300,000 euro or more in real estate. So you see, it has a lot of options for you. So you may decide to check out which of the option that suits you. Another place where you can get this residency easier is Nicaragua. They grant permanent residence, not temporary residency, not temporary, and residency right away. You can just get it by investing $35,000, which is not quite a lot in their economy. So it's one of the best place and easiest place to apply for residency by investment, and you will be eligible for 5 years residency with a clear path to citizenship afterwards. So I mean, if you have that $5,000 today, you can actually move, and the processing time is quite fast. Okay, residency in Belize also is quite easy. The residency program in Belize is designed for retirees and people over 45 years old. If you are receiving at least 2,000 a month in guaranteed income, Belize welcomes you under, a program called the QROP residency visa. It is perfect for retirees who want to just enjoy tropic, stress-free life. So if you think this is what you want, you could consider Belize. Argentina makes it incredible. Simply to obtain residency, especially if you are connected by birth or family. Apart from being connected by family, other ways to obtain Argentina residency includes the following pathway. Nationality, it is if you're a um, member of the Mercosur, you could actually get permanent residency in Argentina, okay? And if you're a member of the Catholic or non-Catholic clergy, it is an expressway for you. And if you do an investment of 1.5 million, Argentina pesos into the economy, it is just quite is a direct, um, permanent residency for you. And this is quite less than $5,000. Okay, this is the way to move to Argentina by permanent residency. Thailand also have some residency program for all kinds of people. If you want to go through the gold membership for about 5 years visa, you will be able to do this with about $24,807, okay, without the right to include your family members. So you have to go alone. But if you go for platinum, which is $41,344,000, you could actually include your family member if you increase an additional amount of 27,563. So that is an option for each of the member. You have to increase the amount. Another option is the diamond member, which is about 68,906 plus an additional. So with this, you can get 15 years. Then reserve member, which is an invitation only visa issue for 20 years, is 55,000. Sorry, 107,000, and additional 55,000 for each member. But this is by invitation only. Cambodia is stress free. I can tell you the easiest place to go to get a permanent residency is Cambodia. Cambodia residency permit can be obtained for a year. And for you to become a holder of this residency, you need to obtain a tourist or business visa. On arrival in the airport, of certain of the cities like Phnom, Penh, Siem Reap, and Chicanogville, you can extend it. You can ask for an extension, and you just need to pay a fee of 285,000. Sorry, $285 to get an extension of 12 months. So that's how Cambodia residency has got this the easiest so far. So if you think you want to go to Cambodia, it's a beautiful city, then that is how to move and get your residency done. For Turkey, you have to do an investment of up to $200,000, so that's quite more. And for UAE, too, a lot of investment is required. So I'm just checking out the cheapest options for you. So in brief, I'll just give you a summary of the easiest out of all of this which I've spoken. So we take the summary. The easiest country for obtaining the residency actually, in Europe, it is Portugal. And this is whether you're retired, financially independent, starting a business, or looking to do investment. There is a visa for you. So they have the D7 visa for financial independent person, and they have the digital nomad visa and the golden visa. These first two visas are quite easier. Okay, yeah. Again, you could also consider for the Americans, it is Argentina. Okay, because Argentina offer the easiest way to obtain residency in America. So it is given to foreign mothers who gave birth in Argentina or who have family ties and stuff like that. So if also a member of the countries associated with Argentina, you're gonna get that. And again, if you're a Catholic clergy or non-clergy, you'll be able to get this, or you invest a minimal amount, which is quite lower than $5,000. Then you'll be able to go to Argentina. Then for Asia, Cambodia is the easiest to get residency in Asia. Okay, the two things you need to do is to get a visa, and upon arrival, you can pay $285 to stretch it for 1 year. There are no laws associated with that. Okay, then in Middle East or Near East is UAE, but then is expensive. You would need to do a lot of investment, and in Australia it is Vanuatu. Vanuatu give you residency by investment, but you have to pay about $350,000 dollars, which is a lot of money. So, but it's far better than Australia, where you have to pay $1.2 million. So these are countries that you can easily get residency by investment or whatever it is. So, guys, I will be wrapping it up here, and I hope that this video is helpful to you. Thank you.